Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell from the title, today we're going to talk about these SCHOLTs. So y'all already know all the information in this video is alleged. All commentary is in my very own opinion. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Let's go. So before we get into this video, let me go ahead and ask this good old question that some of y'all probably already know that I'm about to ask. But why haven't y'all subscribed to this channel already? I need to know these answers because y'all know YouTube is very specific with their analytics, and they be telling me what's tea. And they said, hey, 80% of the people that be watching your videos, they ain't subscribed to your channel. So, you know, me and good old YouTube feel like that's kind of like a high percentage of people. So it's like what the problem is, it's free. So I do need y'all to go ahead and click that subscribe button because y'all know what it's giving, right? It's giving low vibrational. It's giving haters are running around in these YouTube streets. Now, if that's not you, what they say, if it don't apply, let it fly. But I'm gonna need y'all to click that subscribe button, okay? Just had to ask, see what was going on. So, moving on. So obviously ain't nobody told me nothing, honey. So did y'all know 4 months before Marsau actually filed the lawsuit against Zen Gardens that he had a lawsuit filed against him? That is still somewhat woven into that job he did not complete for Zen Gardens. So yes, honey, let's go ahead and get into these court documents. So all the documents are public record and they will be on the screen. You guys, so it seems that Marsau was actually sued. And he was sued by a company called equipmentshare.com Inc. And they actually filed this case in court on February 7th, 2022. Now, that was 4 months before Marsau filed his lawsuit in court against Zen Gardens in June of 2022. So it seems that this lawsuit is filed because the company states that Marsau did not pay his bills. Surprise, surprise. This is a place where Marsau apparently rented his construction equipment. So it states, comes now equipmentshare.com Inc. Plaintiff and files this is original petition against SCHOLT Industry Inc. and Marsau Scott, collectively referred to herein as the defendants. We're going to go down to the summary of the facts. It states, on or about July 30th, 2020, defendant SCHOLT executed a credit application with plaintiff, seeking to rent equipment from plaintiff. A true and correct copy of the credit application is attached herein as Exhibit A-1. As a part of the credit application, defendant Scott also entered into a continuing individual personal guarantee, pursuant to which defendant Scott is personally liable for any obligations of defendant SCHOLT to plaintiff whenever defendant SCHOLT fails to pay in accordance with the terms of the agreement of the parties. Subsequently, thereafter, defendant SCHOLT executed a rental agreement for plaintiff to provide the rental equipment to defendant SCHOLT. A true and correct copy of the rental agreement is attached. So we're going to scroll down, y'all. It says defendants owe plaintiff for use of rental equipment in the amount of $125,878.55 as evidenced by the invoices dated January the 11th, 2021 through July 17th, 2021. True and correct copies of the invoices are attached as Exhibit A-3. It states defendants have failed to pay the amounts due under the invoices and as a result are indebted to the plaintiffs in the amount of $125,878 for the entire amount of the debt now past due. It says on multiple occasions demands were made on defendants for payment. Defendants have refused and continue to refuse to pay the amount due. As a result, plaintiffs was required to retain legal counsel to pursue its legal claim. Y'all, did I tell you guys that this happened? It was in Dallas County, Texas. And then there's the sworn account. I'm just going to read a little bit of that. It says the plaintiff and defendants had ongoing business dealings whereby plaintiff provided rental equipment to the defendant. Plaintiff kept systematic records of payments and routinely invoiced defendant. Defendants are delinquent under the invoices, the rental agreement, and the credit application and the guarantee, as supported by attached sworn affidavit of the plaintiff's director of credit and collection, Paul Mason. Okay, you guys, it says they breached the contract. You're gonna scroll down. So they're asking for that $125,000. They're also asking for their attorney's fees. And here is the prayer, basically what they are requesting from the court. It says, wherefore premises and considered, EquipmentShare.com Inc. plaintiffs praise to defendant SCHOLT Industries Inc. and Marsau Scott to be cited to appear here as provided by the law, and that upon hearing. 1. EquipmentShare.com Inc. recover against the defendant jointly and severely the sum of $125,000. 2. Plaintiff be awarded its attorney's fees. 3. Pre-judgment interest be assessed on all sums awarded herein at the contractual rate of 18%. They say all court costs be assessed against defendant. Plaintiff be awarded such other and further relief to which it may show itself justly entitled, either at law or in equity. And here is the affidavit by the person Paul Mason. We're not going to read all of it, but we're going to read a little bit of it. So we're going to go down to number 3, where he says, I have reviewed the books and records of EquipmentShare.com with respect to the indebtedness of defendant. The business records of EquipmentShare.com support the statements contained in this affidavit, and I am authorized to make the affidavit and all of the records attached to this affidavit or the originals or exact duplicates of the originals. On or about July 30th, 2020, defendant SCHOLT executed a credit application. Okay, so this is basically reiterating what we already know. Yeah, so that's all Paul really had to say. And here is the application where we see SCHOLT Industry, and it looks like Marsau is listed as the president, and he is the one signing this application. There is his signature. They have all the addresses associated with the Scotts. I did redact them though, but this is public information. Everyone is free to look up these documents. So yeah, this is the application, you guys. They had tons of invoices. They literally had pages and pages of the invoices that they billed to SCHOLT. But we don't have to look at all of that, you guys, but it's multiple pages. I'm talking about over 20 pages of invoices. But one particular, we're going to look at that one. So not only did, Marsau rent these people equipment and not pay them, you guys, we can see right there under invoice memo, it says damage to asset. Unit was ran into an open manhole. So they actually damaged these people equipment and didn't pay for it. Marsau and them don't have no business hosting no Black Business Expo. These people are terrible at business. They need to be attending somebody's Black Business Expo and taking notes and learning, because it's no way this man not only didn't pay his bills for renting equipment for his business, he also damaged the equipment that these people allowed him to rent. And we know this equipment was rented for the Zen Gardens project, because if you guys see right there, that's the address. So that is the address right there for the project that Marsau was hired to complete for Zen Gardens, that he is actually engaged in a active lawsuit for $1 million. So he used these people equipment, mess up the job too, and he messed up their equipment. Like, how these people, I mean, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy the stuff we find out about them. And these are the people that Carlos chooses to co-sign. Oh, and I forgot, you guys, but it said that Marsau didn't even show up for this case, you guys. Hold on one second. Let me find it. So Marsau did not show up. They issued a default judgment, and you guys, they mailed the default judgment back in 2022. It says in July 26, 2022. As you can see, this is the default judgment that was entered for this case, because Marsau did not show up for court. But you guys, guess what? They mailed this out, but it was sent back. As we can see right there, it said return to sender. And this was in May of 2023 when this had made its way back I guess, to the courts, to the judge. They received the return to sender. So I guess Marsau and them are running from this judgment. Not only did he not show up in court, the default judgment that they mailed out to them got returned. And I guess he think as long as he can run from it, they don't have to pay it right now. So yeah, of course they're holding Black Expo businesses and trying to hustle up this money, because not only are they in debt for several mortgages and have to pay several different property taxes that they still owe at the moment, they also have this judgment against them. Marsau out here pulling a failure to appear. Look at him. What you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.